Imagine a ship so grand, so luxurious it was dubbed unsinkable. This was the Titanic, a marvel of engineering, a floating city on the sea. In the early 1900s, the world marveled at its creation. The Titanic represented the pinnacle of human achievement. It symbolized progress and man's triumph over nature.
Construction began in Belfast, Ireland in 1909. Thousands of workers toiled day and night to bring this ambitious project to life. The ship's size was staggering. It spanned over 882 feet long and rose 175 feet from keel to the top of its funnels. The Titanic was truly a giant of its time.
But the Titanic wasn't just about size, it was built to be the most luxurious liner afloat. Inside it boasted opulent staterooms, grand dining saloons, and even a swimming pool. No expense was spared to ensure the comfort of its passengers, especially those traveling in first class.
Step aboard the Titanic, and you'll be greeted by unparalleled splendor and grandeur. The ship's interior was meticulously designed to rival the finest hotels in the world, offering an unmatched level of opulence. From the moment passengers entered the grand staircase, they were met with an aura of elegance and sophistication that was simply breathtaking. First-class passengers enjoyed the epitome of luxury, with every detail carefully crafted to provide the utmost comfort. Their cabins were lavishly decorated, featuring plush carpets, mahogany furniture, and private bathrooms, ensuring a truly luxurious experience. They dined on gourmet meals prepared by world-class chefs, enjoying culinary delights that were second to none. A live orchestra filled the air with enchanting music, adding to the ship's sophisticated ambience.
The Titanic offered an array of amenities for its wealthy guests, ensuring they had everything they needed. They could relax in the smoking room, socialize in the lounge, or simply enjoy the company of fellow travelers. Or enjoy a game of squash on the ship's court, adding a touch of sport to their luxurious journey. There was even a Turkish bath, offering a unique and relaxing experience, and a library stocked with books, providing a quiet retreat for those who wished to read. Every whim was catered to by the attentive staff, ensuring a seamless and enjoyable voyage.
But beyond the luxury, the Titanic was also considered a technological marvel of its time. It was equipped with advanced safety features, including watertight compartments and double-bottom hull construction, which were state-of-the-art. These innovations gave people a sense of security, reinforcing the widespread belief that the Titanic was unsinkable, a true marvel of engineering.
On April 10, 1912, the Titanic embarked on its much-anticipated maiden voyage from Southampton, England, bound for New York City. This journey was not just a trip across the Atlantic, it was a symbol of human ingenuity and ambition. Excitement filled the air as passengers eagerly boarded the ship, their hearts brimming with hope and dreams. They were filled with anticipation for the journey ahead, looking forward to the adventure and the promise of a new world. They were sailing on the largest and most luxurious ship ever built, a marvel of modern engineering and opulence.
Among the passengers were some of the wealthiest and most influential people of the time, adding to the ship's allure and prestige. John Jacob Astor IV, one of the richest men in the world, was traveling with his pregnant wife, Madeline. Benjamin Guggenheim, a mining magnate known for his vast wealth and influence, and Isidore Straus, co-owner of Macy's department store, were also on board, adding to the ship's distinguished passenger list.
The atmosphere on board was electric, filled with laughter and lively conversations. Passengers marveled at the ship's grandeur and enjoyed its many amenities, from the grand saloon to the luxurious cabins. They strolled the decks, socialized in the saloons, and sent wireless messages to loved ones back home, sharing their excitement. The Titanic was more than just a ship, it was an experience, a floating palace that promised luxury and adventure.
As the Titanic steamed westward, the weather remained calm and clear, with the ship cutting through the serene waters effortlessly. The sea was smooth and the sky was filled with stars, creating a picturesque and tranquil scene. There was a sense of tranquility and optimism. No one could have predicted the tragedy that awaited them, a stark contrast to the joy and excitement that filled the air.
The night of April 14th, 1912 began like any other on the Titanic with an air of excitement and grandeur. Passengers enjoyed a sumptuous dinner filled with laughter and conversation and retired to their cabins or the various public rooms unaware of the looming danger. The ship steamed ahead at full speed, its engines roaring, cutting through the dark waters of the North Atlantic with determination.
But as the night wore on, the temperature dropped significantly, and the air grew colder, causing passengers to bundle up against the chill. Lookouts in the crow's nest scanned the horizon for any signs of danger, their eyes straining in the darkness. They knew that icebergs were a possibility in these waters, a constant threat in the icy North Atlantic.
At 11:40 p.m., disaster struck with a sudden, chilling realization. Lookout Frederick Fleet spotted a massive iceberg directly in the ship's path, looming ominously. He immediately sounded the alarm bell and telephoned the bridge, his voice filled with urgency. "Iceberg right ahead," he shouted, his voice echoing through the night.
First Officer Murdoch, who was in charge of the bridge, reacted swiftly, his training kicking in. He ordered the ship to be steered hard to port or left, hoping to avoid a collision, and the engines to be reversed, a desperate attempt to slow down. The Titanic began to turn, but it was too little, too late. The iceberg was too close. The ship grazed the iceberg along its starboard or right side, the impact sending a shudder through the vessel.
The unsinkable ship meets its match impact and disbelief. The impact, while not a head-on collision, was enough to doom the Titanic.
The iceberg ripped a series of gashes along the ship's starboard side, below the waterline. Watertight compartments began to flood.
On the upper decks, many passengers felt only a slight jolt. Some dismissed it as nothing more than a minor bump. Down below, however, the situation was far more serious.
The crew quickly realized the extent of the damage. Water was pouring into the ship's forward compartments faster than the pumps could remove it.
The Titanic, despite its advanced design, was sinking. Captain Edward Smith, alerted to the crisis, rushed to the bridge. He ordered a distress call to be sent out, hoping that another ship would be close enough to help. The message was clear: "We have struck an iceberg."
Section 8. The Aftermath, Shock, Grief, and Questions. News of the Titanic's sinking sent shockwaves around the world. People struggled to comprehend the magnitude of the tragedy. Over 1,500 souls had perished in the icy waters of the North Atlantic. The disaster dominated headlines for weeks.
Newspapers published harrowing accounts from survivors. The world mourned the loss of life, including prominent figures like John Jacob Astor IV and Benjamin Guggenheim. The sinking of the Titanic prompted outrage and calls for greater safety regulations at sea.
Why did the unsinkable ship sink? Why weren't there enough lifeboats? These questions demanded answers. The tragedy led to numerous investigations. The inquiries revealed a series of factors that contributed to the disaster, including excessive speed, inadequate lifeboats, and failures in communication and procedures. Section 9. A legacy of safety lessons learned from the deep. The sinking of the Titanic brought about significant changes in maritime safety regulations. The International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea, or SOLAS, was established in 1914, mandating stricter rules for ship construction, lifeboat capacity, and radio communication.
The legacy of the Titanic lives on. The disaster serves as a poignant reminder of the importance of safety at sea and the need for constant vigilance. It also highlights the human cost of complacency and the dangers of overconfidence.
The story of the Titanic continues to resonate with people around the world. It is a tale of tragedy, courage, and the fragility of life. We remember the victims, honor the heroes, and strive to learn from the mistakes of the past.
The Titanic may lie at the bottom of the ocean, but its story continues to echo through time, a solemn reminder of a night the world will never forget.